while we're waiting, let's see if I can pull up some stats on these racers. So, looking at CheesiestPotato on the left side. Oh, there we go. Taking 3 points in week 1, 2 from Paper Lore and 1 from Board My. And 2 points so far this week against Gauch95. So looking to maybe secure a spot in the promotional playoffs here if he can perform well in this set. Meanwhile, on the right side, we've got WonderJ13. New sign-up this week, so no points on the board from week 1, but has taken 2 points off of Kika. So also sitting at 2 points right now. Both these racers could very easily guarantee at least a spot in a tiebreaker match for the promotions with a 3-0 here. With the 2-0, it's possible depending how the rest of the bracket plays out. And, depends what the rules are going to be, what the settling on the new rules is, for considering that the bracket is much larger than the organizers initially planned for. So they've been talking about maybe expanding the promotional matches. That remains to be seen if that'll happen. Yeah, both these racers with a fair amount on the line. So, oh, I got mirror. Crap. Thanks for pointing it out. Hard to notice when they're both on the seed screen. Okay. Should be good now. Also, hard to notice when they are also like pretty much neck and neck. Going down to Conga at almost the exact same time. Whip making a pretty easy Conga fight here. Just kind of mash up into the lines until that's it. But yeah, so CheesiestPotato kind of going with the unpopular opinion here. Taking the base whip here. Not a very popular weapon, but running it to some success, taking a little damage back on the previous floor, but interestingly enough, going to continue to run this, checking the red chest and getting Torch of Walls, so going to stick with that base whip. Interesting decision here. Whip kind of prone to getting players stuck on enemies they don't really mean to attack, making it a pretty difficult weapon to use, especially when you're at such low health. But if you take it slowly, if you really know how to use a whip, it can be one of the safest weapons in the game. So maybe going for that. Interesting to see WonderJ not even checking that shop there. Just gonna keep pushing here. Potato checked it and got some pretty decent items from it, taking Infernal Torch, Base Spear, and Explorer's Boots. Obviously, WonderJ probably not interested in that base spear, but the Infernal Torch and the Explorer's Boots certainly good things to have. WonderJ looking like he really wants to push her there. Looks like maybe he missed that there was a Shrine of Blood over to the right there. Could really easily go and bomb that for a Ring of Regen. And I've been saying it time and time again, Ring of Regen is a a very common thing to see winning blood races. Because extra heart of HP every floor, it's essentially a free apple every floor. Really gonna do a whole lot to keep you alive. Speaking of keeping you alive, WonderJ not in the best of shapes, kind of getting pinned there in that swarm. Going down to half a heart. Really should consider going and getting that Ring of Regen, but I don't think he even noticed it. So he's gonna keep pushing on. Oh, CheesiestPotato bombing the Leprechaun there just in time, just as it's trying to teleport out. So gonna get that Lucky Charm, but oh, missing the Armadillo by the exit. Gonna walk right into that charge. And going down here as WonderJ aiming to finish up Coral Rift here. One more hit will do it, and he's gonna get the Flawless. So could check red here, looking for torch or some food, or check purple for magic or rings. Gonna check red and get the battle shovel. Decent little bit of decent tool for a little bit of utility. Gives you a little burst damage in cases where you need it. And immediately sliding into a death with the White Skeleton Rider. So going down, and already we've got a full reset. Both runners going back to Zone 1. Maybe getting tripped up by his rat there, killing the ice slime for him. It could be that he intended to attack that ice slime directly, but with the rat taking care of that for him, no enemy there, just gonna walk onto ice. WonderJ gonna be pushing this crate down the trapdoor, getting the bomb out of it. As CheesiestPotato aims to take out this red dragon. Just gonna leave his lucky charm behind this time around. Maybe a little concerned that he's playing from behind here and wants to push ahead. And WonderJ is maybe very slightly ahead, but not looking so great on half a heart. Getting a little banged up in this boss arena, maybe. And CheesiestPotato now fighting the conga line, kind of having to do a little bit of a weird kind of pumping strat here because of the rat killing extra zombies. But cleaning it up, just needs to hit Conga a couple times, and then that's going to be the fight. Both racers getting their flawless here, although WonderJ in very bad shape on the health front. Probably going to be going for that Obsidian Broad again. Both racers this time getting the Obsidian Broad, and both heading down to 1-2 at about the same time. WonderJ very confidently leaping down that trapdoor and immediately going down. And CheesiestPotato, on the other hand, wisely choosing to kill the mini-boss before jumping down, so that there's no trapdoor room to deal with. WonderJ seems like he really wants to push, but maybe isn't quite comfortable enough with his build to actually put the push together. I think maybe WonderJ should consider kind of dialing the speed back a little bit, checking a little more shots, because that's we saw him putting together a pretty big, pretty solid push before his first death, but ignoring a lot of potential safety items like, excuse me, like that Ring of Regen that CheesiestPotato just picked up. Speaking of which, CheesiestPotato going down to his Coral Riff. Gonna start this fight. Should be pretty straightforward. Not even gonna go for the fast strat. Could, you know, aggressively push the head and force him into phase 2 immediately, but just gonna take his time, take his tentacles down. It's really easy to do with a broadsword. And 2 hits, and Horif will be down. Oh, WonderJ taking a bit of a risk there, stepping next to the red bat to bomb the throne. Could have taken a bite there, and would have lost his flawless and missed out on this obsidian broadsword. But luck being in his favor, and going to keep the flawless and keep this weapon, and move down to 1. Taking the trapdoor again. A little bit risky, you know, considering he went down last time, but handles it better this time around. Slightly different route, giving him a few extra bombs this time around. Meanwhile, CheesiestPotato pushing through, not really getting anything out of that arena by the looks of it. Potential Shriner or Conjure or something down there. Should be checking those crack walls, although the blast helm on the map, very strong finds there. Gonna get a coupon as well. I don't think has noticed that potential Conjure though, because looks like he's just gonna push for the exit. Although Shopkeeper Familiar, pretty nice. Gonna provide a little extra bit of healing. And moving on to 3-3. WonderJ pushing through Zone 2 pretty effectively, though. Onto Coral Riff as well, so... Ooh, nice shot for CheesiestPotato, giving him the Obsidian Shovel to check for that food shop without needing to spend the bomb. Fortunately, of course, as always, it is the pawnbroker. It's never the food shop when you need it to be. Bombing for this Ring of Peace. Looks like he's going to run Peace instead of Regen here. Which is a fair choice, but you need to be fairly confident that you're not going to be taking too much damage if you're going to be giving up regen. Speaking of which, I can't help but wonder if WonderJ maybe just has completely just hasn't noticed the Shrine of Blood on 2-3 at all, because still not having that Ring of Regen, and missing some health, so could really use it. Okay, finding an arena here. Gonna swap to the Titanium Rapier as CheesiestPotato pushes down to Zone 4. Looks like there's a potion over there, which is really gonna help him out. And, oh, unfortunate. WonderJ going down as he exits the arena after a successful kill. So, yeah, now ball's entirely comfortably in CheesiestPotato's court here. Just needs to clear this run out, and, you know, this lead should be more than enough to just win for that alone. Although, having a really hard time with this Blade Master and his Diagonal Bounce Trap. Kind of running laps around him for a little while there. Needs to watch the Fire Pig. Nicely done. Confusion Spell, though, coming through from that Hidden Lich. Giving a little bit of a spook, but gonna clean up just fine. And let's see, okay. Yeah, Blast Helm protecting against that accidental Pixie detonation. Again, I've mentioned before, you know, when you think safe head items, you're inclined to think that, you know, the one that gives you health regeneration, the Crown of Thorns, is the would be the safest choice. But I actually feel that the Blast Helm is usually the safer choice. It's going to protect you from a lot of nasty Zone 4 hazards, and also give you an instant panic button whenever you need it. So you can panic, though. CheesiestPotato kind of walking onto a confusion trap there, maybe getting himself into a bit of a spicy situation, having to back up a little bit to take care of it. But going to clear out this Zone 4. Looks like he wants to check the shop, that's fair. Is still lacking in armor. So while he's got a decent amount of health and that potion on deck, still could lose it all pretty quickly to just a few nasty hits. Gonna swap to a Titanium Longsword here, that long-range weapon generally being a little bit more straightforward to read. But now changing his mind, going back to the Obsidian Broadsword, wanting that extra damage in the diagonal range. Yes, Elad, this just started. Unfortunately, WonderJ had some issues with the fire alarm going off due to some doofus in his dorm burning some popcorn. So, yeah, a little bit of a late start, but, you know, no harm. Alright, and fairly clean Deep Blue Spore. Not entirely, though, getting hung up on a Red Knight towards the beginning of the fight, so not getting a flawless out of that. No boss chests for CheesiestPotato, but pretty minimal damage intake, so pretty easily use some cookies here. Oh, gonna do a little bit of shopping. Find a cursed double heart container. That's actually really great with that cookie stack. All you have to do is eat 3 cookies, and that's 6 uncursed heart containers, but maybe not realizing that right away. Gonna just push through into this room. Getting a little bit of lag on CheesiestPotato's stream. Yeah, definitely should consider, though, consider eating those cookies to uncurse those heart containers. Although that said, the Shopkeeper Familiar are also doing a good job of uncursing those heart containers. A little bit of a scary situation with that Evil Eye, but managing to scoot around it. And that map really paying dividends here. Just letting him skip straight past the hallway. And oh, WonderJ with a strong push, but going down in Zone 3. And yeah, CheesiestPotato actually managing to uncurse those heart containers purely off the Shopkeeper Familiar alone, so good on him for that. Onto Deadringer, kind of a bit of a weird strat here. Can't emphasize enough for new racers the importance of just learning the Deadringer strats. This is a fight that's very easy to go down on if you don't know exactly how it's working. That said, you know, a little bit of a slow strat, but eventually working out, clearing death metal with a flawless, which is very nice. Checking black, interestingly enough, I think probably, you know, hoping for that off chance that he gets some armor. It's not very likely, but, yeah, just finding a blood broadsword. So, yeah, gonna move on to the Necrodancer fight here. Last time I'm gonna make pretty short work of the stage. And on to phase 2. A little bit of a colorful light show here as stream's kind of lagging out. I'll probably try to refresh between the races coming up here. 2 hits down. Both characters still at a nice, healthy, full HP. 2 hits to go. Necronauts are getting a summon off, only popping out a Dire Bat though, so pretty safe. And there we go, last hit, and down goes the Necrodancer, and up goes CheesiestPotato 1-0. Okay, so while we got a little bit of downtime, I'm gonna try cycling out CheesiestPotato stream to see if I can see if regenerating it will fix some of those glitchy issues we were having. Oh, that's the name I cleared, not the actual video. There we go. So we'll see if that helps with those issues. Apologies for that. Hard to tell if it's on my end or if it's on RTMP's end or on CheesiestPotato's end. There's so many points at which streams could be having issues. Okay. Set the timer because off they go. Race number 2. Well, at least I'm seeing WonderJ go. A little bit of delay on CheesiestPotato stream. That's fine though. Yeah, we all thought whips were cool at some point. Yeah, pretty much. You know, kind of has this like sine wave pattern where it's like, oh, the whip's cool. It has such a long range. Oh wait, it only hits one enemy at a time. That sucks. Oh, but wait, if I, you know, play around corners nicely, it's really safe and pretty cool. Oh, but wait, when I'm speedrunning, it gets hung up on everything and kills me, so it sucks. Like, it keeps going back and forth. The whips kind of have a bit of a weird pattern to them in that sense. Alright, unfortunately, CheesiestPotato stream kind of giving me issues again, even after that refresh, so, I guess I hazard to guess that it isn't on my end, but, can still, kind of tell what's going on. Just consider it, you know, Necrodancer-inspired glitch art, I guess. So, WonderJ finding a blood staff, swapping to that. Not sure if he's going to stick with it. Looks like he is. You know, staff, as I've always mentioned, is a bit of a weird weapon. Pretty high skill ceiling associated with it. Lots of cool things you can do, including like with this Coral Rift fight. You can potentially set up a drum hit, like right there. WonderJ setting up the staff hit to hit the head from a distance and go into phase 2 early on. And gonna get the flawless on this. Imagine very likely gonna be looking for a different weapon because that staff is only 1 damage. Nope, gonna go for his purple chest and get a ring of gold. Probably not what he was looking for, I imagine. Gonna swap to this space cat though. Definitely, I'd say the right call. Cat being one of the stronger choices for if you're stuck with a 1 damage weapon. Meanwhile, CheesiestPotato checking the black chest and getting that same obsidian broadsword we saw last race. And I would say that I have to definitely give the build edge to WonderJ here. Oh, although promptly going down and back to zone 1 is CheesiestPotato. Missed what got him, but that's unfortunate. Very juicy looking glass shop here. Glass axe is probably one of the stronger choices here, but you know, glass inherently a little bit unsafe. Taking any damage from enemies with glass equipment is going to break it. So just going to take the glass armor, which will completely prevent damage from 1 incoming hit, and move on out of there. Eating this carrot to top off his health and get mapping from the floor. Now WonderJ has a pretty solid lead. Should probably consider doing all the shopping in the world. Just trying to build up a safer build than what he's got, because right now he's just on 1 damage. You know, glass armor, which will protect against 1 hit, but isn't the armor you want in the longer term in most cases. But gonna keep pushing here. Cracked wall over there could be a potential conjure. We did just see the Shriner, so we know it's not that. Arena or Conjure here, and it is the Arena. Glass Longsword and a Fireball spell and an Ice Familiar. Nicely handled on that Red Dragon. And WonderJ putting in a really, demonstrating some really solid use of the Ice Spirit there. Using it to freeze the mini-bosses and make the fight considerably easier, especially considering that he's on 1 damage. But that said, no more 1 damage. Finding an Obsidian Longsword. Ooh, immediately breaking that glass armor afterwards to that bounce trap situation. A little unfortunate. But at least has the damage and reach now for a little bit of safety. Alright, so on to Conga 1, or Conga 2, excuse me. Kind of interesting. I don't know that I was about to say WonderJ looking like he's farming kills to max out his multiplier to dig the throne, but then not realizing he can dig the throne and bombing Conga, spending an unnecessary bomb, actually prolonging the fight, but works out fine. Finds Ring of Mana. Ring of Mana, a bit of a weak find nowadays. Not the strong item it used to be. Gonna get a Holy Water and Empty Heart Container here for a little bit more extra health. So that Holy Water is gonna do a 5 damage AoE and heal him for every enemy hit. So could get a lot of healing off that. Finding a Ring of Charisma, just gonna leave that behind. Honestly, in this case, I'm almost tempted to take the Ring of Charisma, because the Ring of Charisma is gonna give you cheaper shopping, which with the lead, that's what you want to be doing. Oh no! CheesiestPotato going down to the Red Dragon, and back to 1-1 again for him. But anyway, so now, yeah, with the even huger lead that WonderJ has, yeah, I think that Ring of Charisma is actually looking pretty good. Because, yeah, you're going to be wanting to check, like, pretty much every shop. Could need there, I believe would get, I think would get the torch. Trying to remember my priority here. Okay. Leprechaun pile there. Oh, missing it though. Really should be getting his Leprechaun. Also going to help considerably with safety. Guaranteed dire bats can't attack you, and also generate better food in the crates. Oh, well, there we go. There's some armor. Plate armor. Very strong armor, in fact. Going to provide 1.5 hearts worth of protection, reducing damage considerably. At this point, I think, you know, he probably wants a better ring. Maybe some boots to protect against ooze. But other than that, his build is looking pretty good at this point. If he wants a torch, he could pop that Scroll of Need. We'll give him a torch in this situation. Although might be wanting to save the Scroll of Need and try and get a potion out of it. Alright, there we go, there we go. Taking down Fortissimo. Getting the flawless. Very nicely done. Fortissimo 3. Probably being one of the hardest bosses in the game. Oh, but now we've got Mana Heal, which is a pretty strong combination. Ring of Mana no longer has the reduced cooldowns, but it does have stronger versions of every spell. That includes Heal, so that Heal spell is going to be restoring a full heart of health on every use. In fact, you can just, pretty sure you can just spam it indefinitely and just get constant invincibility frames, since you know, you're paying 1 heart to get 1 heart. Haven't tested it myself, but I imagine it works that way. Finding some Boots of Strength, going to give that Obsidian Longsword a nice +1 damage. Not too much of a benefit when you're talking about the maximum damage that the Longsword can do. 4 damage is only going to get you a couple more things than 3. But it is handy in those situations where you drop your multiplier, because now instead of going down to 1 damage, you're going to go down to 2 damage. And 2 damage is still more than enough to kill most of the tough enemies. Finding a food shop here, going to gluttony off of it for an extra 2 heart containers on top of the 2 being sold in the shop. So going all the way up to 8 heart containers is WonderJ. Very strong safe build here. So there's not a whole lot he's particularly worried about now. Again, Ooze is still very much a factor. Could very much be lethal if he gets into an inescapable Ooze situation. Oh, and there's a double empty heart container, so up to a maximum 10 hearts. You can pop that heal spell now to fill one of them up right away. I'm a little focused on just pushing through this floor right now. Okay, there we go. Popping the heal. Put that on cooldown, start recharging it. As always, I feel the need to remind every racer, don't forget about your spells. As long as a spell is not on cooldown, that means that you are getting kills that are not contributing to your ability to cast magic. So, just, you know, remember, use your spells. Ooh, okay, that would be really rough if he didn't have a bomb already. Interesting to see, though, he's skipping that Torch of Strength. Now, while I mentioned that going up to 4 damage doesn't do much, getting to 5 damage is pretty nice, because that's going to let you one-shot the Ooze Golems in Zone 4. Taking the Torch of Foresight, though. Frost Familiar putting in a lot of work as he pushes upward into this boss area. And gonna exit down and get down to 5, well, his Zone 4 boss, starting Zone 5 very shortly, as soon as this Deep Blues fight gets taken care of. Yeah, meanwhile, it looks like CheesiestPotato on this rerun missed the Flawless on his first boss, Conga, if I recall correctly. And so is going to be running just the Space Cat again. Not looking so hot, though, on half a heart. WonderJ not even checking his chests. I mean, could be looking for another spell to pair with that Wonder, but just going to push ahead here. Oh, we have applause coming in. Not quite sure. What's going on? Okay, I guess I'll pause the timer here. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, looks like we're off again. Not quite sure what the deal there was, but alrighty. Continuing on as before. And oh yeah, WonderJ kind of opened a bunch of unnecessary rooms, having to deal with a lot more enemies than really necessary. But that said, you know, it's not too much of a concern. He's got so much health available to him, so many resources. Even if he takes a few hits, he's got that mana heal spell to top him off again really quickly. Alright, there we go. Going through, you know, has that Torch of Foresight. Maybe isn't aware, but the boss rooms on every zone will never have traps in them. So Torch of Foresight is a good source of mapping for Zone 5. You just look at the minimap and see where, you know, for the area behind each door, see if there's any traps in them. And if there's no traps behind the door, it's a good candidate. So yeah, kind of, yeah, that first door up at the top has no traps behind it, so it should definitely be going in there. But kind of wandering around a bit. Okay, there we go. Heading the right way now. Just has to kill this metronome here. Getting a bit trolled here, although, you know, has this familiars. Could have easily stepped to the right and frozen the orc. Having some real trouble dealing with this swarm though. Taking lots of damage, although thankfully with all that armor, you know, it's not too much of a concern. And he's going to be down to his Dead Ringer after a little bit of a struggle through that 5-3. Looks like he's heading for going for fast strats here. Oh, CheesiestPotato going down again. A little bit of frustration on his side. And very clean, fast Dead Ringer for WonderJ. Going to be going to the Necrodancer now. Ooh, Dorian taking a bit of a stomp there. Gotta be careful. Okay, yeah, gonna have Dorian take out that Blood Nightmare. Another Nightmare spawning right in its place. It's a normal Nightmare, though, so a lot quicker to deal with. Looks like maybe trying to set up lures, but not quite getting them off. So maybe, so struggling a little bit to get the hits on the Necrodancer here. But there we go, second hit. 4 HP remaining, 3 HP remaining. I'm gonna have to wait out that explosion again. Okay, 2 HP. Ooh, there's a dangerous red dragon spawn. Have to be careful. Dorian is looking a little banged up here. Oh, and right into an ogre. Whoa! Close one. Nice dodge. Ice Familiar there. Cleaning house there. Oh, another red dragon. Gonna have to deal with this. Handles it. Another red dragon, but it's too little too late for the Necrodancer. Going down. And WonderJ13 taking race number 2. All the red dragons in the world can't stop WonderJ from clearing this run. And that's going to even up the score 1-1 here. So a little bit unfortunate for both of them to only be taking 1 point so far. Both of these racers sitting on 2 points, and the way the top of the blood bracket is looking, it's looking like you're probably going to need 5 points to be guaranteed a slot in the promotional playoffs. 4 people already at that at 5 points or above. That said, if the tier is being expanded, if the promotionals are being expanded to 8 people, that will allow the chance for people with 4 points to sneak in as well. So it's a good chance you'll have to be fighting through a tiebreaker if that's the case. But we'll see what happens with the rest of the blood tier. But for right now, race 3 is underway. CheesiestPotato stream lagging a little bit behind for me. Quick blood shop there. Finding a nice familiar. WonderJ pausing again. Not quite sure what's going on. Okay, is continuing on. Both racers pausing. Oh, did we have maybe different seeds on accident? I mean, that looked like the same seed for the two of them, I think. Okay, guess we're just gonna make sure. Oh, wait. Wasn't paying. Oh, maybe I did miss some differences. I thought that was the same seed, but okay. Going again. Oh, what? Okay, I have no idea what's going on in this race room. WonderJ starting again and immediately pausing, and okay, now we're off, I guess, question mark? Yeah, this is the seed they had. I'm pretty sure this is the seed they both had last time. So I'm not quite sure what the deal is. But at any rate, WonderJ going to be taking that base longsword out of the blood shop. Both racers taking the ice familiar, although we're seeing differing opinions on how to use it. CheesiestPotato going for the down bro, and WonderJ going for the up bro. Pretty nice looking 1-2 shop there, and could scare him out using that red dragon. Not going to go for it though, so just going to keep pushing ahead. CheesiestPotato finding a Torch of Walls. Going to replace the Obsidian Torch with that as well on WonderJ's side. So pretty even builds here. Difference of dagger and longsword here. And CheesiestPotato with a little bit of a lead here going into the conga fight first. WonderJ just behind. Cleaning up that conga line, and it's a glass longsword out of the black chest for CheesiestPotato. We'll see if WonderJ is watching. Gonna check that black chest as well. You know, could have checked something else if he decided he didn't want glass, but looks like both racers going to be running this glass longsword. Very similar looking builds here. The only difference being it looks like at some point CheesiestPotato found an extra cursed heart. Oh, well, there it is right there in that crate. Guess that's where it was. So WonderJ finding it as well. Looks like at some point CheesiestPotato even taking some damage earlier on, so evening up the fact that they took different options in the blood shop. So, oh, alright, WonderJ doing something a little different here though, taking his Lucky Charm. So that's gonna set these builds apart a little bit, gonna let WonderJ safely ignore any bats, and also maybe get a little bit better items out of his crates. Which, that glass longsword can definitely open crates for free. Ooh, finding an electric dagger, though, considering it, looks like going to stick with it. The electric dagger, definitely a very strong weapon. Lots of great crowd control on that. but you know, you do have to be comfortable with running dagger range weapons in order for it to really pay off. 2 damage dagger, but yeah, they'll give you that permanent lightning effect that will chain to nearby enemies and do things like that. Unfortunately, maybe WonderJ not quite ready for that effect, because getting stage dived and losing his flawless and a little bit of health. Wow, CheesiestPotato pushing real confidently here. Oh no, this is looking bad. Breaking his glass longsword in the boss arena, getting back to his shard, but is it gonna be enough? Just running around here, trying to regain his footing. Gonna seek shelter in the shop here. Looks like it might work out for him. Finding lead boots and a carrot, so gonna get a little health back. Oh, but taking damage to that beetle. Just a little bit flustered right now. But slowly recovering. Oh man, that was so scary though. Alright. And now WonderJ pushing ahead with that electric dagger. Very oddly choosing to dig walls while standing on hot coals. Not what you want to do. So down to half a heart. Really needs to find some food. Should definitely do shopping here. No food in there. I don't think I'd recommend the bright torch over the torch of walls here. Yeah, gonna switch back to that torch of walls. Whoa! Kind of scary there. Maybe almost getting clapped. The electric dagger, they'll put in work though, clearing that Yeti from a distance. Wisely pinning the Banshee against the wall there to keep it from getting pushed away. A little scared of this exit area. Oh, Wraith, Goblin, Elemental. Okay, very close. Handling it though. Oh no. CheesiestPotato losing a little bit of health there. Oh, getting interrupted on this Banshee kill. Having to back up into this choke point here. But handling it as well. Not in the best of shape. Neither player here exactly in great shape. Oh, and WonderJ dropping his flawless right at the end of the Deep Blues fight. So not going to be getting an item. That could be a Ring of Regen or a heal spell that he's missing out on here. Definitely don't want to be doing that. Electric Dagger, though, putting in so much work here in his own fort, just clearing this room out in one shot. Oh, and CheesiestPotato going down to a ghast. So unfortunate for him. And now it's on WonderJ. WonderJ's gonna want to try and find some health. Those sunglasses definitely gonna help with that, because that does put the dagger up to 3 damage. Gonna let him break those gargoyles and crates for free. So could break that crate right there. Don't take the Crown of Thorns! Oh no! Crown of Thorns costing half a heart to pick up, and WonderJ only having half a heart. Gonna go down, and it's back to square one for both our racers. Oh no! Only 3 items a crate could have had to that would have killed him there, and that is one of them. Crown of Thorns, Ring of Pain, Boots of Pain, all costing health on pickup. If you can't afford it, you're not gonna like the results. Alright, so, just like that, CheesiestPotato now with the lead again. Finding spiked ears, so got a pretty nice looking 3 damage dagger here. Gonna be pushing into Conga. We'll have that +2 damage so long as he avoids missing any beats. And And gonna get that glass longsword again here. So with those spiked ears, that is a nice 6 damage longsword. Will pretty much be one-shotting almost everything. The only thing he has to worry about in that sense are the Dark Golems, which have 7 HP, so it will still take 2 hits. Okay, this time WonderJ going for the purple chest, getting a Ring of War, which yeah, I think a decision that kind of weird, but works out in the end. You know, giving him that +1 damage, which getting those damage ups can be really important for a race. WonderJ may be thinking about getting his Lucky Charm there, but and not being able to get it there. Okay, so gonna be coming up on that Electric Dagger again. We'll see if he goes for it this time. Yeah, there's the chest with the Electric Dagger. Probably a much better choice than the 1 damage longsword. Even if you're not super comfortable with dagger range weapons, the Electric Dagger is just so strong. So I'm going to be pushing here. And WonderJ pulling ahead. Going down to Fortissimo here. We'll see if he remembers what happened last time. Gonna maybe step back. Yeah, okay, there we go. Much better choice of actions from WonderJ there. Getting the flawless this time, so he's going to get a free item on this run around, and going to get a bomb spell out of it. Not the best find, but it is something. It is going to let him get into this potential food shop. It is a food shop. And going to get the kill nice and easy. And boosting himself up to a maximum of 4 hearts. Looks like CheesiestPotato getting that same food shop here. Nice use of the war knockback to pin the Minotaur to the wall. Keep him from getting a vacation there. Oh, both racers starting 3-2 at the exact same moment. Even though they took different routes, CheesiestPotato opting to take a trap door after finishing off the mini-boss. So both racers pretty similar builds this time. WonderJ is a little better, I'd say, overall. While CheesiestPotato does have a little bit more health, I think that extra +1 damage from the Ring of War is going to be really strong. Electing to not take Chainmail, not entirely sure I agree with that decision. Personally, I kind of rank Quartz Armor somewhere between Chainmail and Leather Armor, so kind of interesting that they're going to just stick with Quartz here. Ooh, a little bit of a scary situation because of that gas spawning in, but gonna handle it. Really think WonderJ should have maybe considered gluttoning off the cheese a little earlier. Not at this point, now that it's only going to be giving him a 1 heart boost. Might be better to wait for a better piece of food, you know, just popping the cheese to fill hearts normally on the next bit of damage he takes. Finding Ring of Shielding, doesn't really want it, wants to have that 3 damage threshold, so going to stick with the Ring of War here. Oh yeah, jeez, Electric Dagger just doing so much good there. Just clearing the room out just like that. Okay, so this time has the health to take the Crown of Thorns that's up in this crate here, right here. Should definitely take it. Eating the cheese here might not be a bad idea. I think swapping to the Ring of Piercing here is definitely not a bad idea. Ooh, kind of accidentally triggering his Leprechaun there. The Chain Lightning aggroing the Leprechaun, giving him a lot of extra gold, too. But man, very strong push from CheesiestPotato, just behind him, nipping on his heels here. Finds him sitting cat, gonna stick with that dagger, though. The Electric Dagger on direct attack does not insta-kill Blade Masters. It needs to be the lightning attack, because, you know, it's kind of hard to parry lightning, believe it or not. Oh, there's a potion find. Impossible for these racers to miss, right there on the 4-3. Kind of neglecting to use his bomb spell, though. Should definitely be checking that barrel. Okay, that is leaping. Gonna take it, probably just toggle it off until a Necrodancer fight, which is totally fair. Oh yeah, the other thing that might have had you confused is it's also impossible for Blade Masters to parry something while they are frozen. So that Frost Familiar, in a lot of cases, freezing Blade Masters and letting him one-shot them. And, oh, it's actually CheesiestPotato taking the lead here. Pushing ahead into Death Metal a little sooner. With that Obsidian Cap. WonderJ getting the Flawless, but not going to check on any of the chests. Just going to push it right ahead here. Don't think that's really necessary. Death Metal, you know, being the fastest song in the game, it's a very quick check. And something like a shield spell would let you push ahead of your opponent so hard. But yeah, this might be where the Electric Dagger really starts to shine, though, because when combined with the power lines here, the direct melee attack does infinite damage, and the chain lightning does 2 damage, which is extremely powerful. CheesiestPotato kind of going the wrong way here. Oh, down to 1 heart because of that cursed potion. Quartz Armor's not going to do you any good here, so has to play this flawlessly, but goes down to a red orc. Ooh. Okay, so now it's up to WonderJ. WonderJ really should be eating that cheese. Just getting the gluttony effect. Alright, there we go. Very nicely clearing out the that swarm with the Electric Dagger and the power lines. But, yeah, going to the Deadringer fight here. Probably going to see some safe lure strats. Yeah, going to see precisely that. And yeah, very clean fight. Gonna be going down to the Necrodancer. Still has that cheese on deck with the Gluttony Charm. There's absolutely no reason not to eat it. That poor bomb spell lies neglected over in the right-hand corner, though. But anyway, on to the Necrodancer Phase 2. Turning on those Leaping Boots. Going for a quick kill here. Does have to be careful about Dorian, though. Dorian did take a pretty nasty Necro Bomb there. But the Boots of Leaping really showing their strength here. Just letting you catch up to the Necrodancer so fast. Oh, WonderJ's stream kind of freezing up. Okay, there we go. And that's going to be it. Just going to hit the timer there because the stream's kind of locking up for me. But I'm assuming he finished right around then. WonderJ taking around 3 and taking the set 2-1. Now,